Hello everyone, ASR Trades here. Man, you guys are getting further and further away from that like goal, dude. I told you guys, once I get a video that hits 5 likes, that's when I'll bring the face cam back. But until then, hey, you guys are slacking. But anyways, today was a really decent day for trading, honestly. Um, we didn't really, dang it, we didn't really have that much of kind of catalyst, kind of drive. If we go over to CNBC, yields were up today, so I was expecting us to be bearish today, but as you can see, we weren't. And I did catch a trade today. I'll show you guys which trade I took. Um, dang it, I marked out this for Vega. Actually, let's start from the beginning, okay? Because um, I was kind of thinking how I'm gonna like do these videos from now on. I'm just gonna tell you guys some stuff that you should do, you shouldn't do, or you can do. Okay. Stuff that you should do. You should always go in the 4 hour or 1 hour. You should always start from the either the highest time frame you can, or you feel comfortable with starting from, or you should probably start from the. I'd say you should start no more than the no less, honestly, than the 1 hour, because the 15 minute is it's okay. The 15 minutes kind of for a little bit safer trades, but the 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, etc. That's where you kind of gonna get your all your catalysts from, like your like I don't know, just your in generals. Okay, now excuse me, sorry. If we got on 4 hour, we have this value gap down here that we obviously traded into. Okay. Now, I was kind of looking at that a little bit, and if we go over to MES, we kind of have the same thing. We kind of reacted very nicely when we came into this value gap last time, so that would have been really good if you would have marked that out as well. Actually, I'll keep that there for you guys, but my brain is just like so wired to like just see these things automatically. If we go down to the 1 hour as well, we kind of not really any confluences. I mean, kind of some confluences right here if you wanted to be bearish. You could have caught some bearish trades maybe. Actually, never mind. No, you couldn't. That's way before our time. So yeah, that probably stopped a lot of people out then, if that's what they were looking at. Now, what you shouldn't do when you're going down on the 1 hour, you shouldn't just mark every single Ferrari gap you see. That's kind of more self-explanatory than not. You might be asking, well, Malik, why didn't you mark out this for value gap down here? I thought small ones matter. Or why didn't you mark out this for value gap right here? Boom. Or why didn't you mark out that for value gap? Why didn't you mark out that for value gap? It's kind of, your guys are gonna kind of get in the hang of marking out everything. Um, I didn't mark out this for value gap because we already have that 4 hour for value gap. Remember, 4 hour for value gap. What does that? What does that signify? 4 hour signifies for 4 hour, 4 candles. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's a Ferrari gap? Needs 3 candles to be a Ferrari gap. First candle, second candle, boom, third candle Ferrari gap right here. And this Ferrari gap is basically already in this Ferrari gap, so that's why I didn't mark that. Okay, it's just saving a little bit of time. And time is not money. All right, I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, we came down in this Ferrari gap. We can scale down again. Once you get a confluence that hits, you're gonna want to scale down. Boom, go on to the 15 minute. Now we're on the 15 minute. Now we're gonna be wanting to market open. Boom, market opens right here, and boom, market opens right here. Okay, now that you marked out market open, you can kind of get the feel of just like what confluence you want to do. What boom, market opens right here. We're already having bearish pressure. What did we do before? Sweep, MES, sweep, double sweep. Liquidity has been swept. What does that mean? Potential for reversal. Skyrockets to the roof, just like that. And if we have an SMT, that if we have an SMT, that's even better. Okay. Or if we have one that failed. If we have one that fills it for red gap and one doesn't, that's a mini SMT. You can. That's one of the you can do things if you want to decide off that or not. Just looking, just looking, just looking. All right, no SMT. Boom, we're in the clear. Okay, since there's no SMT, no Ferrari gap that got filled and the other one didn't, This is kind of just a textbook liquidity sweep. Liquidity has been swept. What do we do after that? Mark out our value gaps from the bullish pressure after all these sell orders have gotten out. After market collected all these sell orders, a whole bunch of buy orders are gonna start hitting the book. Okay, so boom, we're gonna want to mark out our pullback zones because we don't just want to liquidity sweep breaker structure. Boom, enter. We don't want to do that, or else you're just gonna get stopped out eventually. All right, had to drink some water real quick. All right, so if we go back over our confluences, we have a 4 hour for value gap. Boom, go down to the 1 hour. We didn't really see anything on the 1 hour. Boom, what do? We scale down into the 15-minute. Boom, 15-minute for value gap. Fill this 4 hour for value gap. Boom, liquidity sweep. What happens after that? Boom, breaker structure. What happens after the liquidity sweep and breaker structure? You can either go into the 5-minute. Boom, 5-minute. Mark out whatever confluences you want. Market opened right here. You can come in pre-market, but it's kind of one of those times where it's treasuries are up. You're not gonna want to come in on pre-market when treasuries are up like this. Okay, get it? Cool. Yes. Cool. Yes. Okay. Boom. We have this value gap down here. Now you can choose. You could have chosen not to trade today. I'm only saying that because boom, all these stacked on top of each other. You choose the lowest one. We did not go into it on either index. Okay. Now, if we go over on MEQ, boom, we have this value gap right here. Totally inversed it. Boom, order block. Mark that out. Push down into order block. Now, if the 1 minute is not really working that good for you guys, I mean, if the 5-minute, lately the 5-minute hasn't really been working that well for me. So, yeah, I kind of just want to. I might start using the 1 minute a little bit more, because the 1 minute, 5-minute, and 15-minute time frames are kind of gonna rotate. They kind of rotate out. Like in the beginning of the year, the 5-minute was doing so good, then it started to die off a little bit, and then the 1 minute started working really well. Like as of right now, the 1 minute's working really well. If you're going on the 1 minute, boom, pushed our heads down into that for value gap. What do we do right here? We have another for value gap inside that 5-minute. Actually, that got inversed, but if we go over here, boom, we had this right here. I'm pretty sure I longed on one of these candles. I'm pretty sure it was this candle I longed on. Boom, 1-to-1. And yeah, pretty much clockwork. I did have my I gotta scratch my freaking chin, dude. I did have my stop like up here first, but then I was like, nah, I'll just take the 1-to-1. And it would have worked, as you can see. Now I kind of flip bias. I didn't really marry my bias today because that bullish pressure off market open was absolutely crazy. Boom. As you can see, this bullish pressure, you can't really ignore that. And you might be asking, where did this random box come from? That's what I'm going to start calling it to break you down to you guys. Where did this random box come from? Well, we have an order block right here. Now, it's really just a continuation confluence. Continuation confluence is basically just the box that I mark out. It's something that happens after the move. Okay, so this basically was our move right here. This was our drive. This move down right here. This move down right here kind of gave us the fuel to boom, head up, because some people probably shorted right here. They probably thought, hey, we're finna make a high. Boom. We're finna make a high, and we're finna make a down candle, and then another down candle. Boom. We're finna create a high right here, push down into here. Boom. Go up even more. That's what some people probably thought before we even did that, okay? So that basically just gave us a little bit more fuel. Boom. To come up. Boom. We have this basically just created like an imbalance in orders pretty much. That's basically what continuation confluences are. They're just an imbalance of orders. It's really the same thing for everything. It's just called different things, okay? and then boom, mark out that. Go down to the 1 minute, just like I said. Even though this 1 minute right here got inversed technically, because if we boom market got inversed on this candle, you already would have came in right here. 1-to-1 would have been safe. Boom, 1-to-1 would have got hit up here. It's really not that, it's not that hard, but it's also not that simple, because it's probably going to take you a little minute to like recognize those little patterns right there, and for you to be able to flip bias when yields are like against you. And throughout this whole process, once again, I'm kind of thinking about, hey, what's the stock market doing? What's DXY doing? What's VIX doing? What's the other index? What the other index is doing? Think about Forex Factory. What's Forex Factory? What's news looking like? Trump speech 3 p.m. Don't care about it. It hasn't even happened yet. Um, Unemployment claims, we can look at that a little bit tomorrow. And then yeah, that's really gonna be all. Do we have any news next week? I don't know. Okay, what the hell that was? Federal funds rate, which probably won't change. It's okay. So yeah, we have a little bit of news next week. Other than that, we're chilling. But we just worry about this week. But yeah, that was a really good trade. Kinda didn't marry my bias today, and I'm actually happy I didn't, because obviously did really good. But yeah, that's gonna be all. ASR trades out. Let's hope you guys can get a video to mother freaking I don't know, 5 likes, so we can have some face cam maybe. Yeah? Let's do that? Okay. Alright. ASR trade signing off. Goodbye.